Hi, welcome. I'm Susanna Crawford, GiveSmart's Customer Marketing Manager, and today we are talking about Google Analytics and how it can help your organization. We are joined by my friend and colleague, Kirsten Promosic, GiveSmart's internal training specialist. Kirsten, thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah, happy to be here, Susanna. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we're just going to jump right into it because we've got some great data to cover here today, exciting things. So simply put, what is Google Analytics and what type of information can an organization gain from utilizing this free tool?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Google Analytics is a free tracking tool, which provides data when someone visits your website. Now, organizations using GiveSmart can gain a detailed look at how traffic is being driven to their sites, which social media platforms are the most effective, along with information that shows when your supporters are the most active on your site. So you know the best time to send out a message to get their attention.
Mm, truly good data in there. Okay, so what does an organization need to do to set up an account? Is it easy to do, and how do you connect it to GiveSmart?
Yeah, so you will need to have either an existing Google Analytics account or you can create a new one for free. As a GiveSmart customer, you can always access the Help Center to find the link that will take you through the steps of creating an account. It's not overly difficult to create an account, but there are a series of steps and options that you need to follow when creating one. But have no fear because there's literally hundreds of YouTube videos that can walk you through this process if you run into any confusion. So once you've created your account, then as long as you're an org admin in GiveSmart, you can easily add your Google Analytics tracking code to start gathering data across all of your GiveSmart campaigns.
Fantastic. So they got the Help Center, they've got YouTube, all the resources there to create that account. And when do you recommend organizations set up that Google account and Google Analytics account? And why is that important at that point?
Yeah, this is a really great question because you're going to want to add that Google Analytics tracking code to your org hub prior to ever running your first campaign.
Mm,
It's important to point out that that data is only going to start being generated from the time you add the tracking code and moving forward. It's not going to provide any retroactive data from prior campaigns or prior to the time that that tracking code was added. So even if you're not sure if you're going to use the data, it's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
yeah, absolutely. And you won't know what you need until you have it. So perfect.
Absolutely.
Good. So would you mind walking us through this a little bit from a demo side of this? And first, like, how do you get your Google Analytics attached to your GiveSmart? Can you walk us through that?
Yep, absolutely. Let me go ahead and share my screen because it's just going to be easier to see it than to hear it. All right, let me know if you can see my screen. All good. Okay. So once you're into your Google Analytics, from the homepage, you're going to want to navigate down to the admin button. Once you click that, you're going to navigate over to the property column and select tracking info. Once tracking info is clicked, you're going to see a series of additional options appear, but we're interested in this first one here for tracking code. Once you click that, it's really easy to find your tracking ID because it's listed right here at the top. You're going to want to copy everything starting at the U and all the way to the end of that last numeric number. So go ahead and copy that tracking ID. And then we're going to pop over to our org hub of our GiveSmart campaign. So once you want to make sure that you're in the campaign tab on the org hub, because this is where you're going to find that settings button. By clicking this, you're going to find the field where you can paste in that Google Analytics tracking ID, click save, and you are now tracking all traffic across all of your campaign sites.
That's awesome. It really is really simple. Thank you for walking us through that and just showing those steps. And so once they have this set up, can you walk us through, you mentioned a few data points that they'll be able to receive. Can you walk us through how an organization may read that Google Analytics report? And why are these important? What can you take away from it?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's pop back over here to our Google Analytics. And remember earlier when I was talking about how you can determine when is that time that's going to be the most effective to send out your communication, social media blasts, et cetera. Well, the way you can find that is by using this users by time of day graph over here. So as we can see, we've set a date filter. So we're just looking at the most up-to-date August data. And we can see the darker the blue, that means the more users that we have that are active at that time. So for us, Monday has been a really hot time lately, anywhere from about 8 a.m. to about 6 p.m. So this tells me that if I'm going to target my marketing efforts, Monday between 8 and 6 p.m. is going to make sure that that message gets into the most amount of my supporters' hands, because we want to make sure that they're active, and being able to put that message into their hands while they're already on their device is going to be able to enhance your fundraising experience. So let's take another look at another report that's going to be really helpful here. So this is going to be our acquisition traffic report. So let's just let that pull up here.
This is great already. I feel like Mondays during the day. Got it. Something
Absolutely.
useful.
I know, very simple. Yeah, the darker the blue, that's where you want to pinpoint your marketing strategy.
Love it.
So now that we know the time of day, it's also important to know what traffic or how that traffic is being driven to the site. How are they getting there? Because we want to know where to put those social media blasts, right? We want to know, is it our emails? Is it are they doing just organic searches? Like, what is it exactly that's getting them to our site? So if we take a look here at our traffic report, we can see, let's go ahead, actually, let's change a date filter first, because we want to know everybody that came in the month of July. Because we ran an event in the month of July, and we want to know what the most active times were for that month. So here we can see, like we saw, very easy to set a date filter. But from here, we can see that, of course, direct traffic is always going to be the highest traffic driver to your site. And direct traffic is just those messages that are being sent directly from the platform using our messaging tool. So these can be auto messages. Maybe they were bidding and they got an auto bid or an outbid text and they clicked it. Any message that had a link that came from the platform, that's going to be direct messaging. So that's always going to be the number one. But in most cases, people are more interested in the social aspect. What are the other ways? Because obviously, if they're getting direct messages, they're already in your site. We want to know how those other people are getting to our site. So as we can see, social media is number 2 right behind the direct messaging. And in the month of July, it drove over 108,000 users to our GiveSmart sites.
Wow.
But what social media platform drove the most? Well, we can drill in a little deeper by clicking the social button right here. So by clicking the social button, we can see that Facebook alone drove 88,000 users during the month of July.
Oh my gosh.
Far outweighing all the rest of the social media platforms. Now, we do have Twitter and Instagram stories in a very far race for second place behind that. So what this would tell me is that when I'm developing a communication strategy, when I'm developing a marketing strategy, where am I going to put all my time and effort? Where am I going to focus all that money? I'm going to want to hit that social media platform that's driving 88,000, over 80% of my traffic to my sites, right? That just makes sense. Why am I going to waste a lot of money on Reddit or YouTube when it's driving less than a percentage of people to my site? So this right here is like tangible data that you can take, and now you know how to plan a better communication strategy and when to post those messages and where.
Awesome. This is incredible information already. Thank you so much. And is there anything else that you would add that I didn't cover and ask you here? Or is there anything maybe coming in the future that organizations might be interested to know as well?
Yeah, you're welcome. First off, Susanna, this has been really fun. So, but for those of you still on the fence, I would say this: if you're looking for something that is really going to wow your board, there is no better way of doing that than by presenting a solution for generating decision-making data for free. It's free. And if you end up not using the data this year, then maybe it's going to come into play next year, since obviously, as we just saw, you can now better plan your communication strategies and you can target your marketing effects for your next event. Now, Susanna, you also mentioned if we have any future enhancement planned for this feature. Well, I'm always happy to say that at GiveSmart, we like to listen to our customers, and our customers are looking for ways to not only track traffic, but also ways to illustrate how much revenue that traffic is generating. So this suggestion has been added to our product queue, coming directly from our customers' mouths, and hopefully we're going to see this integrated in the not too distant roadmap.
Awesome. You're absolutely right. We are all about feedback. So even if you're listening to this video, let us know what you think. Let us know what questions you have. And that will wrap us up for today. Kirsten, again, thank you so much for joining us. I know I say from everyone, we appreciate your time here today, walking us through that.
Of course.
Great. And lastly, to any organization listening, thank you for tuning in. We are here in your corner at GiveSmart by Community Brands. Let us know if this video was helpful. Again, we always aim to build content that meets your needs. So we will see you next time. Thanks so much.